Hey everybody, we're Funeral for a Friend and you are tuned in to AltSounds.com.
Hey, this is Craig with AltSounds.com, day 3 of Sonisphere. First interview of the day, guys.
Not really, but we'll pretend it is. Yes.
It's not your first interview of the day.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. You're still excited for this interview, though?
It's actually my first interview of the day, so
really?
I'm very excited.
That's cool, no, awesome, guys. So, how has your Sonisphere experience been so far?
Well, we rolled in yesterday, yesterday afternoon early to kind of soak up the experience in preparation for the legendary departure of Darren Smith, his last show.
Oh, that's right, yeah, man.
So we wanted to kind of just hang out, soak it up, and it's been good. The vibe has been good, you know. We've never been to Sonisphere before, so
yeah.
What a first day. I got to see Earthtone 9, who have obviously reformed now, and it's like I think it was their first show back, I think.
Yeah.
So got to watch Earthtone 9, and then got to watch Therapy play Treble Gun in order. It was like being a kid again. It was amazing.
I think it's because I love it when festivals accept that the heavy music necessarily doesn't have to mean like chugga chugga widdly widdly woo kind of stuff. You know? Like, that's all I can equate it to.
What a description!
But,
Chugga chugga widdly widdly woo.
But there's a broad spectrum of bands out there that play within the genre of heavy music that you know there's an audience for, and I think it's great that Sonisphere stood up and have addressed that and pushing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some bands who play widdly widdly chugga chugga.
There's some bands out there that play widdly widdly chugga chugga very well.
Can I loop that sample over and over again and make some kind of dance tune from it? That'd be really cool.
It is a good chugga chugga. I think that's kind of like somewhat the underlying theme of what these festivals are about, is uniting two schools that have come from different generations, and I think it's a very positive thing, and I hope that it continues to blend, and that people who have come to see a particular kind of band are impressed enough to go and check out other bands out there, and vice versa. I think hopefully it'll all bleed through.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool.
I think that sort of, when you look at like a festival like this, you can see that sort of rock music has a lot of heritage to it, as opposed to like if you go to sort of a pop festival or like maybe to some extent an indie festival as well. It's like sort of it just tends to be. I find that the bills of rock festivals far more diverse. So.
Yeah. If you had to describe your music as an animal, which animal would best describe your music?
Badger.
A badger?
Yeah.
So that's the first badger we've had, I think, actually.
I don't know, badger is usually my first answer to any question.
Really?
Not really, but to do with the band, that like, I don't know, I think a badger is one of those sort of peaceful animals, but then if you provoke it, it's very, very nasty.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Well, you can combine an animal. What would your animal be? We can combine a badger with a...
I was going to say an elephant.
Yeah?
Why would we be an elephant, dude?
An elephant is another peaceful animal that is very powerful and strong and muscular.
And afraid of mice.
Yeah.
And never forgets.
Yeah.
So, you don't have to practice because you'll never forget.
I've quit practicing after the first time I rehearsed.
Really? Oh, man.
I wish.
Let's talk about Funeral for a Friend. Obviously, it's Darren's last show tonight. Have you got anything special planned for his final show?
Well, he doesn't know about the cannon yet.
Oh, right.
But we've got a lovely kind of like one-piece silver outfit with a lovely white Evel Knievel style helmet that we're going to force him into and shoot him out of.
Interesting.
I know.
You could have borrowed that off Ramstein.
You're going to be awfully disappointed when this doesn't happen.
I built this show up in my head so much over the last couple of months. But I think where it's just going to be is that we've always been a band that you know, have been about kind of like involving the audience, having friends involved in what we do. I think the last couple of shows we've done have literally been about bringing together friends and family to kind of, you know, these are the things that Darren loves about being in the band, the friends that we've made, the whole aspect of, you know, all the people out there who have, you know, felt some connection, if you know, for a friend, are going to be under that tent and are going to give them the biggest bastard send-off.
That's amazing.
It's quite, no, but it's a strange thing as well that like when most sort of band members leave a band, it's like they put an announcement up that they're gone and that's it, they've left. Where I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's almost like sort of, you know, it's almost what a band does when a band is splitting up. Do you know what I mean? They're like, you play a last bunch of shows to say goodbye, but obviously we're not splitting up. It's like Darren's leaving.
Well, he's such an important part of the band. I think he's well loved by a lot of our fan base. If anything, he's one of the members of the band that is easily recognisable by anybody, and he's always made time to be with around everybody and be generally accepted amongst our fans. So it's kind of nice to see them, you know, respectfully give him the kind of send off, you know, and hopefully tonight will be the same as the two shows we just played last week. And I'm hoping that's the case, and it'll be an emotional night, but it'll be a fun night. It'll be, you know, party power.
TJ's in Newport, what early memories do you have of TJ's, either before you played it or when you first played TJ's?
I remember going to a lot of hardcore shows and punk rock shows, and with some friends of mine, and patiently walking around the venue in the dark trying to sell my zine to a lot of people who were of all different walks of punk rock, you know, from your crust punks to your kind of hardcore kids or whatever, straight up hardcore kids. It just didn't seem to be. There was one place in Wales you can go to that anybody who loved punk rock or rock music could go to and feel like you were a part of something there. For some reason, when you converged to that place, it felt like you were part of something a lot bigger than what, you know, in your small town valley town, like, you know, you were part of. So it was, those are my fondest memories of that place. You just felt like you belonged every time you walked through that door. I don't think he didn't treat bands as being any different to each other as such. Like he respected the art of music and what bands were doing, and looked after us. We were there, like we were well fed. We had a place to go.
He'd always cooked. You know what I mean? It's like it's the one venue when you're doing sort of, you know, clubs of that size, and when you go there, you always had a meal. And it's sort of, you know, he always cooked there. It's like either pasta or sort of a vegetarian
curry and stuff.
Sort of, vegetarian curry or a vegetarian nut roast. And I don't know, he was a really, really good guy, man.
He was a tolerant guy as well, you know what I mean? He really loved the vibe that was given by, I think, all the bands coming through and playing in that venue. It just really lifted the spirit and gave it a different kind of character. When there was nobody in that place, it was dark, it was dreary, but when there was people there, and when they were all raised in voices, singing along to whatever band was playing, it was magical, man.
Do you think there'll ever be another TJ's?
I don't know if anything can compare to the kind of feeling you had when you were in that venue.
I think that, no, definitely, but I think that the hardest part of that is the fact that it seems like sort of, you know, smaller, like independent sort of venues, they seem to be struggling to stay open a lot more, and I think that the problem now is that a lot of them are closing before they're actually getting even started. So I don't know, but it was definitely TJ's a very special place. So I think it'd be hard pushed if a venue did stay open for 50 years to come kind of close to the vibe that. You know, the
closest thing you've got that has a kind of lasting legacy like that now is probably the Welsh Club in Cardiff. Yeah. You know, that's the nearest thing that we could think of that has a similar kind of feel to it, and you know, another venue that, you know, we've seen countless bands play. We've played there a number of times, and you get that same kind of feeling, but it's not as big as TJ's was, and is easily accessible off the motorway to get to for any touring band. So, but you know, we'll see. But it'll be a weird feeling, you know. I think, look, you know that we can't go there, or it's a venue now that we haven't got the opportunity to play again. You know, I'm glad we played it how many times we have, but it's sad that it's not going to be on the map anymore for other bands coming up and coming out to experience the same thing that we've experienced.
It's like sort of, you know, one of the stories that I remember about TJ's is that it's the place that Kurt Cobain proposed to Courtney Love, apparently. So it's sort of, you know, how can you lose a place like that?
You know, so all these kind of things, like, you know.
thank you very much for taking the time to speak to AltSounds.com today, guys, and good luck with the show later. And if we can get time to get out of the press area, I'm sure we'll come and see you guys play later on.
Awesome.
Thanks very much,
Thank
guys.
you very much, guys.